So we are going to check on our bean plants. It's been 1 week since I had you guess whether you thought bean number 1 or bean number 2 was going to grow taller by this week. So we're gonna check on them, we're gonna measure them, and then I have a job for you. So let's go check our bean plants. Okay, are you ready? We've got bean number 2, and on this side, we've got bean number 1. So if I hold them up so the dirt is level, about there, the winner is bean number 1. So if you guessed that you thought bean number 1 would be taller by this week, you are absolutely right. Bean number 2 is really not far behind. And I have to wonder, maybe it has something to do with the types of jars that they're in, because they are in different kinds of jars. I don't know. I'm gonna hold these up nice and close to the camera so you can see though what is going on the bottom and all through the dirt in these jars. I love planting things in glass jars because check out those roots. And there's so many of them. Remember back at the beginning where you could just kind of see a couple little white lines? Now, whoa, you can almost see more roots than dirt on the bottom, which is pretty cool. And I just watered these guys. It's been really hot out lately, and so when it gets really hot, and sometimes I forget to water them, when you forget to water them, they start to look like this. Look at how their leaves are kind of sad. They're kind of drooping. But I just poured some water in there, so in about, I don't know, half an hour or so, it'll look a little more perky. So here's the job I have for you this week. So bean number 1, we'll use it because so far this is our fastest growing bean. I want you to have a really good look at the leaves of our bean plant. What shape do you see? Do they remind you of anything? Your job this week is going to be to draw me a bean plant leaf. So just the leaf. You don't have to draw the rest of the plant. You can if you want, but you don't have to, okay? So try to do your best drawing of a leaf you can. Think about the shape. Think about the color. What sort of patterns do you see? Do you see any patterns? Okay? And if you have a bean plant around your home, maybe you have a garden, maybe you don't. If you don't, that's okay. But if you do, maybe you want to do a leaf rub of your bean plant. That would be cool as well. I'm not gonna do one on this plant because this plant just started growing and it doesn't have too many leaves yet, so I don't wanna pick a leaf off of this plant just yet. But if you have a bean plant that's a little bit bigger, that has more leaves and would probably be okay if you picked one off, ask your parents and you could try doing that as well. So draw me, with your science hat on, the best bean leaf that you can draw. And then feel free to email it to me with the help from your parents, and I would love to see what you come up with. I'm gonna leave these in my windowsill and we'll keep track of them, bean number 1 and bean number 2. And we'll see if they get any taller. Now, as I said, we're gonna measure them. So even though we can see with our eyes that bean number 1 is taller, I'm gonna go get my ruler and then we can see how tall they actually are. Okay, I've got my ruler and I'm going to measure how tall our bean plants are. So I don't know if you've ever looked up close at a ruler before, but usually on rulers you can see a whole bunch of numbers. And we're going to measure our bean plants in centimeters. So I'm going to start with the 0, because that's the smallest. And we're gonna start with bean number 1. Move that out of the way. Bean plant number 1. And so I'm gonna take my ruler with the 0 on the bottom and just hold it so that it's touching the dirt. Put this right there. And now I'm gonna see if my bean plant stretches right up. What number does it reach? It reaches number 22. So 22 centimeters is how big our bean plant number 1 is. Okay, now let's check bean plant number 2. So I'll hold my ruler so the 0 is just touching the dirt. Let's see, where does it reach? Ooh, not as big. What number is there? This is an old ruler. 16. 16 centimeters. So there's actually quite a difference. So bean plant number 2 is 16 centimeters. Bean plant number 1 is 22 centimeters tall. So I wonder how tall they'll be next week. Awesome. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to see your bean plant leaf drawings. Feel free to send them to me.